Most investors think a 7% dividend is a 7% return. But if you're in a higher bracket, that same 7% can be more like 4 or 5% on the other hand. With the right structure, it can be closer to 15% after tax with the same risk. In this video, I'll show you step by step. The simple tax math most investors ignore, how ETF wrappers can defer your tax bill for years, and 2 tools you can use today, even with a few $100, to stop giving the government your alpha. Stay to the end and you'll know exactly where your portfolio is leaking to taxes and how to fix it. For those of you new here, I'm Mark Anderson, construction worker turned 0DT and multi-strategy hedge fund manager of MBH Capital Management. I've sold over $100 million in 0DT premium and traded for over 1,000 consecutive market days. There are only 2 ways to lose money in the market: bad strategy and bad tax structure. You can beat the market by 3% a year and still end up behind someone with a worse strategy but better tax treatment because they keep more of what they earned. So from now on, every investment in your taxable account has to answer 2 questions. Does it have real economic substance? Does it make money and enough money before taxes? Is it tax aware? How much of that return survives after the IRS takes a bite? Most investors stop at question 1. Serious capital knows that they need to answer both. Inside an ETF, when they need to swap one stock for another, they don't usually sell and trigger gains. They use an in-kind redemption. Trade appreciated shares for another basket of shares. Here's an example. Let's say an index fund like SPY has held Apple for decades with over 1,000% realized capital gain on it. And now Nvidia has grown and will comprise more of the index. The ETF provider can use the in-kind redemption to exchange appreciated Apple shares to buy more Nvidia shares, and this does not trigger a taxable event. Whereas in your personal portfolio, if you were to rebalance like this, you would owe capital gains on the Apple shares you sold. Trade, not sale, no immediate capital gains, no current tax for you. So for years, ETFs can churn positions, rebalance, run options overlay, while your tax bill is effectively paused until you choose to sell the shares of that ETF. Compare that to trading in your own account, where every short-term sale gets taxed as ordinary income. Same views, very different after-tax results. Now the fun part. Some option-based ETFs pay a lot of their distributions as return on capital. You still get a 7% return in your account, but the tax is mostly deferred. Your cost basis steps down against the share price of the ETF, and the bill doesn't come due until you sell the ETF, often at a lower long-term capital gains rate. You can continually defer the taxes you pay while getting a monthly distribution of income from the fund with no current tax burden. On a high income, that timing difference can nearly double your effective tax yield over time. Whereas if you have a 7% deferred tax yield through return on capital, it acts like a 15% before tax yield. Your broker classifies this automatically on the 1099. The only job for you is to know that exists and intentionally choose more efficient distributions in your taxable accounts. Here are 2 tools that anyone can leverage. Tool 1 is BOXX ETF. This is where a small account is welcome. It packages box spreads for you so you earn roughly the risk-free rate like a high-yield savings account. If you'd like to learn more about how box spreads work, you can check out my deep dive video on it linked in the description. But when a box spread that lives inside an ETF, their accrual is deferred. You're not paying ordinary income tax on it each year like a high-yield savings account. You recognize most of that gain when you sell, but with the same interest rate and a better tax treatment. More money compounding for you. The income for BOXX is also classified as 1256 income, taxed as 60% at the long-term capital gains rate and 40% at the short-term capital gains rate, and it deferred until you sell. Tool 2, a 130/30 long-short SMA. This one is for larger accounts. This is direct indexing for larger accounts. A 130/30 fund goes long 130% in stocks and short 30% in stocks. The net result is it tracks the index with 100% exposure. They're not trying to really beat the index, just mirror it. But because they're consistently going long and short, they're continuously generating realized losses on paper, even as the portfolio tracks the rising market. Whether the market's up or down, you're still able to realize taxable losses to offset the capital gains while still participating in market appreciation. On a $1 million account invested in a 130/30, you can generate almost $300,000 in capital losses per year, which you can use to offset investment gains elsewhere in your portfolio. This used to require financial advisors and high minimum net worths that most people don't have. You can now access this similar strategy called direct indexing on platforms like Public for a low fee with a low minimum. The specific tool is less important than the concept. There's an entire layer of tax strategies that Serious Capital has been running for decades, and most investors aren't using any of it. So, ask yourself 2 questions for every investment. Does it make money pre-tax? And is it tax-aware post-tax? Use ETF wrappers and return on capital distributions to defer taxes and improve your effective yield. Use tools like BOXX and, for larger accounts, a 130/30 SMA or direct indexing to shift your income into more favorable tax buckets. Inside our multi-strategy and 0DT fund at MBH Capital Management, we build the entire book around these principles because after-tax returns are the only returns that matter. If you've made it this far, you clearly care about how this stuff works. There are 2 links in the description. The first books a 30-minute call for accredited investors evaluating MBH1, our 0DT fund, and MBH2, our multi-strategy fund. We'll cover strategies, allocations, and risk frameworks. The second is to subscribe to our monthly performance newsletter. This includes our performance, attribution of strategies, current research. You can subscribe below. I'll see you guys on the next one.